Hi there, Andrew here. I love to be entertained, but I have no patience, so I give every new show I watch only one episode to hook me. Welcome to Debut Review. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. When this was first announced, I thought it was a movie, because there's another Resident Evil television show coming to Netflix, I think Resident Evil Raccoon City or something like that, so I figured Infinite Darkness was a movie. Maybe it was at one point and it was split up into episodes, but it's 4 episodes, which makes it a TV show, which means it counts. Of course, it's my show, I can do anything I want, and I want to watch Resident Evil, so I'm gonna. Now, I've seen the first Resident Evil live-action movie. Saw it in the theater. Thought it was fine. Wasn't very Resident Evil-y to me for the most part, but, it was okay. I saw most of Resident Evil 2. I somehow missed, the first 10 or 15 minutes. The Nemesis costume is cool. But the movie is bad. So bad that I was actually embarrassed for it. It's not just a bad movie, it's embarrassingly bad. I never saw 3, or 4, or 5, or 6. I've played all of the games, except Village. And, I saw the first of the CG films, Degeneration, or whatever the heck it's called. The one that takes place in part at an airport. It's not very good. So, hopes are not high. I love the games, even 5 and 6, to an extent. But precedent is not with this project. So let's read the show description. Years after the horrors of Raccoon City, Leon and Claire find themselves consumed by a dark conspiracy when a viral attack ravages the White House. Didn't we already do that? Is that the movie? No, it's not the one I saw. It takes place in an airport. Partially, at least. That's Resident Evil 6. That's Leon's campaign in the game, Resident Evil 6. The president is gonna do I'm gonna spill the beans on the whole Raccoon City incident back in '98, and then a viral attack ravages. I don't think it was the White House, but wherever the hell he is, the president becomes a zombie, and Leon and Harper, whatever her name is, they put the president down. So we already did this, guys. That was already the plot of the 6th game, which no one liked. I thought it was all right. But we're okay. So the new president, gonna be zombied again. Maybe this president won't get zombied and will make it out alive. So, okay, sure. Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Show me what you've got. It is a very low bar you have to clear here, Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. Try not to fall flat on your face. Alright, so let's get the unimportant stuff out of the way. Technically, not great. The animation looks like a combo between motion capture and keyframing, and it's not working for the most part. It looks really stilted and awkward. I'd say the biggest problem is none of the characters actually look like they're in the scene they're in. I'm not sure if this is a lighting problem or if all of the characters were rendered separately and then comped in, that seems more likely. That's a genuine time and cost saving measure, so maybe that's what happened, but ooh man, it's a bit rough looking. Oh well, whatever, doesn't really matter. So, how is the first episode of Resident Evil, whatever it's called, because I turned off my television because I got angry at it because it wouldn't fucking pause. There is... See, I have anger management problems, so when I press the button on my remote that I just put fresh batteries in, and because it auto-plays the next episode, I didn't want it to play the next episode. I'm hitting more episodes or back to browser, whatever it is, not responding. Hit the back button, not responding. Hit exit, not responding. Hitting the power button on the goddamn remote, not responding. TV just, no, we're gonna play the next episode. Fuck you, buddy! I almost broke my remote over my knee. Just smash that thing. Would have made me feel better. Of course, being a modern television, I can't control it without the remote, and I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a new TV. Although I probably should. This one's getting pretty old. I think the remote is just starting to break. I don't think it's a battery thing. And I wish slight, silly things like that wouldn't upset me so. But they do. So Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, I think is what it's called. It has moments. It actually takes place in 2006. So this would be a couple of years after Leon's adventures in Resident Evil 4, and about 6 or so years before the events of Resident Evil 6. So maybe this is the same president who dies in Resident Evil 6. Aww. So there are some moments. We have our folks in the White House, and then zombies attack, and we have a Secret Service agent or someone who's encountering a dude in the hallway because all the lights are off. It's like, dude, are you okay? Dude is like, oh no! And then dude falls over dead. It's like, oh no, dude! And then dude jumps back up and goes all zombie at him. And, these are faster zombies, immediately just rushes them. And Secret Service agent dude immediately spins the guy around, arm bars him, and thrusts him against the wall. I was like, this is pretty funny. And then he's like, because he doesn't realize he's a zombie, he's just aggressive. And he lets him go, and the zombie whirls around and attacks him again, and he just Tamanagis him far enough that he lands on a chandelier, which was not a very... The shot selection in this episode is kind of bad. Like the cinematography, the shot selection, where they decide to put the camera is not very good choices a lot of the time, just artistically. It's really bland and boring a lot. Functional, but just makes the scene incredibly dull. Like there's one scene in the Oval Office that is just kind of a wide panning shot through most of the scene. I mean, I appreciate it's not over-edited, but I appreciate you've established the geography of the room. Establishing shots are important, but you can't shoot the whole thing from a master. I mean, you can, but you probably shouldn't, because it's boring. Especially if you're trying to create interest and tension. Anyway, back to Secret Service guy. Once he realizes he's facing a zombie, he freaks out. I thought that was an interesting contrast, how he's just immediately spins his sucker around and arm bars him against a wall, does a Tamanagi, does all this kind of stuff until he realizes, oh, undead creature. And then he panics. Nice touch. Interestingly, all of the characters are kind of working for me, except Leon, who's boring. Now, granted, his characterizations in the post-Resident Evil 2 are kind of boring stick in the mud, but he kind of comes off as a bit of an aloof ass so far. I mean, he's seen some stuff. We'll cut him a little slack, but like, you know, the Secret Service agent I was talking about, I find him more interesting. He seems a bit more human. Although Leon does have a nice moment where he checks in and he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And he's like, "Man, I've never seen zombies before. That's freaking me out." He's like, "Alright, well, yeah." Pats him on the back and sends him on his way. And, you know, what else can you do? So, story-wise, like 6 years prior to this, there was an outbreak in some other, I think, made-up country. I'm going to feel bad if that's a real place. And the way this story, apparently there might have been a cover-up, but Claire Redfield is out there doing some volunteer humanitarian work, and she finds out that it might have been a zombie outbreak, so she comes to the White House to try and talk to the defense secretary or someone, but he's dead via zombie. He got zombied and is now dead. The way they talk about it, though, is it feels like it was something that happened like that year, not 6 years prior. I'm glad they had the little timestamps on there saying this is year 2000, this is year 2006, present day. Because otherwise, I would have thought that the way they talk about it makes it sound like it's a recent thing, not something that happened 6 years ago. So, a lot of the dialogue is a little ham-handedly exposition-y. You know how it does that thing where the people on a mission learn about the mission on their way to the mission? Like, Leon and the other Secret Service peoples are going to China for some reason. And Leon says, "Okay, so what are we doing? What are we going to do in China?" "Well, we're going to blah, 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 and the rest of the details are classified." That seems like a bad way of doing things. I mean, time is of the essence, I suppose, so maybe it's like shuffle everyone onto the boat and then tell them en route. Okay. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like this is information that they should have had earlier. And most of the information that Leon asks for is classified. I'm like, that's stupid, though. How do you expect anyone to actually do their jobs if they don't know what they're doing? It's supposed to create tension. It's just dumb and annoying, and I hate it, and I really wish movies would stop doing that. I mean, even the old canard of, "Okay, let's go over this one more time," for the audience's benefit. You know, I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but at least that's not stupid. There's another bit where one of the Secret Service agents is in the bathroom, apparently leaning over a sink, I think. Again, shot selection, not entirely clear. I think maybe he's holding a syringe? Maybe? And he seems to be like, "Oh, I don't know if he's shooting heroin or administering diabetes medicine. I don't know what he's doing." The cinematography makes it unclear. I don't need to know exactly what he's doing because Leon doesn't know exactly what he's doing, but Leon's just walking down the hallway and the guy is in the bathroom going, "Argh!" and leaves the bathroom door wide open. Whatever he's doing, you would think he'd shut the bathroom door. And Leon stands there in the open doorway, staring at him for a while, and then just kind of shrugs and moves on. And the other guy doesn't notice him. And you're successfully imparting information that I assume will be important to the story later, but if your audience is sitting there going, why didn't he shut the door? What is he doing? Is he holding a syringe or something? Is he in a bathroom? Is he clutching a bathroom sink in front of a mirror? Is that what I'm looking at? You failed. All that information should be abundantly clear. How else could you do this? I don't know, just have Leon walk into the bathroom and see him there. Oops, sorry, should have knocked. I mean, I'm sure there are better solutions. That's just one that I came up with off the top of my head. So, is Resident Evil Darkness Falls, Infinite Darkness, whatever it's called, is the first episode good? No. It's got its moments. There's another scene where one of the Secret Service, they're wandering around the dark White House, cleaning up the zombie mess, and she goes into a room, and she's like, "Oh, any zombies? Oh, any zombies? Zombies?" But not like that. But she's looking for zombies, and then she uses her flashlight and she starts looking at the paintings on the wall. I'm like, I'm pretty sure there are no zombies in the paintings. But that entire open area of the room to your right that you're not staring at could be zombies over there. There was a zombie over there. She got it, but I don't know why she was so fascinated by the paintings. They're nice paintings. But why are we staring at the paintings? Again, if your audience is watching going, why is she... She knows there's zombies around. She's there specifically to take care of the lurking zombies, and she's like, that is a nice portrait. So it has its moments. A few. But it's not good. Will I watch the rest of it? Yeah, it's Resident Evil, so yeah, I'm a mark for Resident Evil. If it were not, and there's only 3 more episodes, so another hour's worth of Resident Evil cartoon, sure. If it wasn't Resident Evil, probably not. It's not very good. That aforementioned low bar Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, you tripped.